was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Peter John. I am a social activist, a historian, archivist, and a photographer.
My name is Mnedi. I'm an anti-neoliberal globalization activist in our communities.
My name is Jennifer Joseph. I'm working here by the community house for 23 years.
My name is Tola Kosha and I'm with Housing Assembly. I work with the youth.
So my name is Khalib Khalant. I'm an information warrior. I work with the Right to Know campaign in the Western Cape.
My name is Kolema Kokoza and I'm convener for Housing Assembly. I'm staying in Athlone Informal Settlement for nearly 30 years.
One of the issues for the Right to Know, certainly, is that the promise of this particular democracy, we've always been sold that this is a participatory democracy, right? And this is a developmental state. So if you put those two together, it means that government must be in conversation with the people. And I think one of, probably for me, the biggest failure, apart from all of these other deliverables, the biggest failure is that I think government hasn't continued speaking to the people. So, so yes, they'll build houses, right? But actually, do they even ask us in our communities whether houses is what we want, or is it a school?
What kind of houses?
Or what kind of houses? Or can they take the safety of our children into account? So when they build the houses, rather than having straight streets that people can speed down, why not build them in a circle, for example? We've seen examples of that here in the Western Cape, where suddenly the children have a place to stay, to play even, in the center of residential spaces, for example. So security gets addressed. But you can only really get into that if you speak to the community and ask the community what its needs are.
And you get the community to buy into it, because I've seen them build really nice facilities for communities, but at the end of the day, because the community was never consulted, they never took ownership of it, the community ends up vandalizing a couple of million rands building. You don't know why, but once you start realizing, you get into the community, you realize, okay, this was something done for me, not something done with me. I have no stake in this thing. It's just so someone in government can say, my department spent our budget, this is what we did. There's no follow-up.
I went to the rent office last year, because they give me a letter, I will get my house for free.
Yes.
They didn't give my house for free. I wait till last year. I buy every night a globe by the shop, a globe, because it's fusing. They come to make the boxes right. They didn't do it. Everything we ask for the council, they don't do what they want to do. Because we go there, I go there every time I ask. I think the place can burn off, yes. But they don't do it. It's from Laza. I got a date when I was there, Laza. Every time I go there, they do nothing. Even the train is also broken. I also talk to him. They don't come out. Now why you must pay rent or what, but they don't do nothing. And the government do also nothing, because we must wait, vote for him and everything. I don't think he care about us. Because his pocket is full of money and we haven't got money.
Government does build houses, and maybe it does have that list, because I've asked a lady who works at the housing in West Street. She said, no, before houses are built, there's a list of beneficiaries that the Human Settlements Directorate signed, that these are the people that are going to get houses. However, if the houses are built, the houses, the RTP houses, they end up being sold to people who have got money for 5,000. It's something that has been happening this year in Crossroad, for example. It happens also in Kuyasa, during the time of Nolfefe Geka. It happened, the houses were built and they were supposed to be delivered to the rightful persons, but they were not. Rather, they were sold for 4,000, You know, there was a lady from AtLife Africa who was working here at Soul River. She told me actually that, no, you can't get a house for 4,000. And then I was asking myself, what about this person who has been waiting for 25 years for this house? This one that I'm going to buy for 4,000 now. You know, so there is no monitoring and evaluation after these things have been done. You know, there's no monitoring and evaluation. And also in terms of all other services that government is supposed to look at, you know, there is no monitoring and evaluation. You know, there's corruption, you see. And it actually makes us very angry. For example, democracy now has become a nutshell for capitalism. Look at the Guptas. These billions that are roaming around, they are not like, for example, in the system, you know, with these billions that the Guptas are bribing people, you understand, the government officials to you understand?
It's quite clear, I mean, from everybody that government is not there for the people. Because there is a lot of issues, you know, which people are fighting against the government. And there is this, you know, on the news now of corruption and so on and so on. So it does so from maybe it's about 24 years down the line. There's nothing have been done to our own areas in location. What we are only seeing is just gentrification. People are being moved from the city right to Volberefir, where is, you know, yeah. So.
Yeah, yes, government is more market focused rather than people's focus. I mean, as the comrade has said from Housing Assembly, they have been staying on checks even before democracy was adopted in South Africa. For about 30 years now, people living on checks, and there hasn't been any signal that there might be some change in terms of that. There are, like, to mention but a few of those quota camps, I can mention like BM, TR, you know, where the comrade stays in Etlone. Those checks have been there. Nothing has been done in terms of houses, you know, for the people.
So now, how would we remedy this? What can be done to respond to this?
I believe that if we mobilize the people, educate the people around such issues, and we go to these communities actually, because it's rare where you find that we are running workshops in communities, teaching them about cost recovery, you know, policies of the government. We don't do that. We only have these kinds of discussions in areas such as in town, etc., etc. So if we can go to the people, mobilize them and educate them.
We get the houses by government, né? So they must give us these houses for free, but we must still pay rent, né? And water and everything. And they put new stuff on, but that things is more than what we are having that time, you see. And they don't help us, that government don't. But when it's vote time, we must go and vote for him. It's most not right. And we try to stand together, but we can't, because we are alone.
If you look at this government is dividing people, they themselves. They're still doing the very same old way of the old apartheid way. It's still happening even today. In Bishop Levis, like, yeah, my comrade is saying, it's people are not together. Now we've been in Bishop Levis, there people are being evicted. But the neighbors are standing there, they're looking. They don't go and ask questions, why you evict these people? These people have been living quite a long time here. It's only just the way we see it, particularly in colored areas. Sorry to say that, it's not, yeah. But what we have seen is that in those areas, people don't help each other. But in our areas, yes, we can maybe have a fight, me and you being my neighbor, right? But if there is some bigger picture, maybe something must be done, then we all go together collectively and fight that. But in other communities, they only just watch at the people, they don't, forgetting that tomorrow is going to come to them again. So that is how, you know, it's so much difficult to make these people all together and come and make one stand. That is why I was talking about not voting. Maybe it can work in that sense. I don't know.
And also other things that have helped actually in this system. There are laws that have been passed. For example, PIA, Promotion of Access to Information Act, number 2 of 2000. It has been a very, very a good act, because through that act you are able to
What I can say, even that act, it doesn't help because we know that pie is there. But the very same government, you see, how can you send the police to go and take the people out of the house? Is that police work to take people out of your house? Or is that, you see now, what is happening now? Government use the wrong people to go evict somebody else, of which that is not description of police.
Yes, I mean, with regard to what you were saying about the law that I was speaking about is the Promotion of Access to Information Act, not the Prevention of Illegal of Evictions, the PI that you are speaking about. What I spoke about is the Promotion of Access to Information Act. In that, through this act, you know, you can do more. You can, like for example,
Comrade, you know that our people have not been schooling. So how can we know that there is, there's this, what you call government, 9 constitution or whatsoever, you know, all these, institutions. They've been there. But people are being denied even to get to them. And even if me, myself, I go there to those constitutional, But because I'm me, black, I'm being looked at, we cannot help you.
If Mandela was alive, this wasn't like this. Because when he was a man for his words, but the God take him so early, because he will do things right here in this world. You see, he go to the jail for nothing. They vote for Mandela. Mandela come out for apartheid en allemaal die. En hy het hy reg gekry. Maar hy het net te vroeg dood gegaan. Hy sal miskien nog 'n verandering in die wêreld gemaak het tussen die mense.
A luta continua. So the struggle will always continue. And so will it improve in my lifetime? For sure. It has already improved for me post 1994. So I really have that optimism that if we can continue to engage, then things will change. Will they change for the better or the worse? We've just had 8 years of a crisis, a governance crisis. So we're in a worse position collectively. I think the only way is up if we pull together. So in my lifetime, I'm optimistic that things will change for the better.
I don't think things will change for the better. I mean, if it's been so many years and things haven't really changed for the good, for the better, what's going to change now?
I believe in pre-1994, that time of apartheid, you know, the white man was always making sure that there is no loose children in our areas in location. They were going about, ask if they see 3, 4 youngsters going around the street. Hey, why are you here? Why are you not at school? Why are you not working? So, you know, they were trying to find that, make sure that no, these children must go to school. Those who are supposed to work, they must go to work. We used to go just meet them all along the way. They make us not go and see Mr. So-and-so in the labor department. And we will all get jobs. Then permanent jobs, not like this, what is happening today. So I'm not sure if there is going to be any change in my lifetime.
My dream is, like we said in this session, that we finally find that unity and that we actually challenge the heart of the system.
My dream is to have this democratic capitalist government to be overthrown.
My dream is everything must come right inside Africa and all must stand together.
My dream is for everyone to have a 50-50 chance.
My dream is that we let go of the familiar and we try something new.
My dream is to have all my grandchildren find work.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.